Here is the explanation for Mishnah Gimel in Perek Bet. So looking at the Mishnah, we have a few lines. First thing we do is that we highlight the names, the authors. We look for the authors in the text. So what we have over here, we have Rabbi Yossi Omer. He is a author. So we're going to highlight him in red. We have Rabbi Yossi again Omer here. We're going to highlight him in red as well. And we have Rabbi Yehuda Omer. Okay, we'll highlight him in red. These are all the names. What we normally do is the first thing that we do is we highlight all the names. Okay, doesn't look like we have any more authors in this Mishnah. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to look for law words. One of the ones that comes up over and over again in this one is the word yatsa and lo yatsa. Again, yatsa means hu kiyem et mitzvah. He fulfilled the mitzvah. Lo yatsa means he didn't fulfill the mitzvah. So we're going to highlight that in our law color. I use green. Okay, so there's yatsa and lo yatsa. All right, we're going to just do that again. Here's yatsa. There's quite a few of them. So just get that done. Lo yatsa. And there you go. Okay, now that we kind of have the laws, we separate now these into different lines, we can probably start to figure out what this Mishnah is starting to mean. We don't have anything for the last line. We'll leave that soon. So it must be that this is the case, right? This is the case. We have a law, and this has to be the case. So we're going to highlight that in blue. Okay, these are the cases. And we'll look at the last line at the end. Okay, so here we go. Hakore et Shema velo hishmiya le'ozno yatsa. Someone who reads the Shema and does not hear himself say the words. Velo hishmiya le'ozno. He doesn't make it loud enough that his ears can hear the words. Yatsa. He still fulfills the mitzvah. This is according to the Tana Kama. Rabbi Yosef Omer lo yatsa. Rabbi Yosef says a person does not fulfill the mitzvah in that situation. So I'll pause the recording and I'll write my own notes. So as I wrote over here, the Tana Kama says the one who said the Shema but not loud enough to hear it, he fulfills the mitzvah. And Rabbi Yosef says one does not fulfill the mitzvah. You can pause this recording now if you want to type up the notes in your own Chromebook. But we're going to move on to the second case. The second case says, Kara, he read the Shema, velo dikdek be'otiotea, but he did not really pay attention to the letters, meaning he didn't pronounce the words properly. He made mumble jumble while he was reading. It was not clear the words that he was saying. Rabbi Yosef Omer yatsa. Rabbi Yosef says he fulfills the mitzvah. Rabbi Yehuda Omer lo yatsa. Rabbi Yehuda here says that one does not fulfill the mitzvah. In this case, actually, we follow like Rabbi Yehuda. That's why a person has to say the Shema, every word, very clearly and properly, and make the right pauses and breaks in between the words that might sound like one word. So therefore, there's the argument. Rabbi Yossi says that you would fulfill the mitzvah. Rabbi Yehuda says that you don't fulfill the mitzvah. All right, so here are the notes. One who reads the Shema and doesn't pronounce words properly, that's the case. Rabbi Yosef says, Yatsa, he does fulfill the mitzvah. Rabbi Yehuda Omer lo yatsa. Rabbi Yehuda says he doesn't fulfill the mitzvah. You can take this opportunity to pause the recording to type your notes. We are moving on to the third case in this Mishnah. Hakorea lemafrea lo yatsa. Here there's no argument. The Mishnah says someone who reads the Shema out of order. He reads it backwards, for example, and it's just out of order. Lo yatsa, he doesn't fulfill the mitzvah. We'll just type that up quickly. All right. Here we go. One who reads the Shema out of order does not fulfill the mitzvah. You can pause the recording now if you want to write these notes in your own document. And the last case, which we didn't highlight yet, because it doesn't have a clear law word, but it's very clear in how to understand it. Kara v'ta'a, if someone who read the Shema and made a mistake, he realized he made a mistake. Yachzor lemakom sheta'a, he should go back to the place that he made the mistake. So clearly, the words kara v'ta'a is the case. A person who read and made a mistake. Yachzor lemakom sheta'a, this is the do word, the law word, tells us what to do. He has to go back to the place that he made a mistake. So we'll just quickly type that up. Change it to purple. One who read the Shema and made a mistake in the words, he should go back to the place that he made a mistake. All right, so very easy, simple Mishnah. Let's just go over it again. Hakoreh Shema velo hishmi'a le'ozno. Someone who reads the Shema and doesn't hear the words with his ears. Yatza, according to Tanakama, he fulfills the mitzvah. Rabbi Yosef Omer lo yatza. Rabbi Yosef says he doesn't fulfill the mitzvah. Here the halacha is like, I believe like the Tanakama, that you still fulfill the mitzvah. Kara velo diktek be'otiotea. Someone who read the Shema but he wasn't meticulous in the letters and the syllables that he was saying. Rabbi Yosef Omer yatza. Rabbi Yosef says he fulfills the mitzvah. Rabbi Yehuda Omer lo yatza. Rabbi Yehuda says he doesn't fulfill the mitzvah. Someone who reads the Shema out of order does not fulfill the mitzvah whatsoever. There's no argument here. You have to read the Shema in the order that the Chachamim wrote it. Well, the Torah wrote the Shema, obviously, but the way the Chachamim set it up in the Sidur. And lastly, Kara v'ta'a yachzor lemakom sheta'a. Person who read the Shema and made a mistake in the words, he knows he made a mistake in the first paragraph. He has to go back to that place which he made the mistake and correct himself and then continue from there. This is the end of Mishnah Gimel.